Mayamiliee's husband spoke to News 8 back in January, 1 week after the Chula Vista woman went missing.
As more information in the case continues to be released, News 8's David Godwardson decided to take a closer look at that recorded interview with Larry Miliete. David joins us now live. David?
Hi, yeah, this is a telephone interview with Larry Miliete recorded 3 months ago on January 14th by my reporter colleague, Abby Alford. Abby used her cell phone to record this interview in the field in the back of a News 8 vehicle while she was at the scene of a Mayamiliee vigil. Now, Dr. Phil used a little bit of this interview in his broadcast yesterday, so we decided to retrieve the entire interview off of Abby's cell phone and take a listen.
It's been almost a week now, and you haven't seen her or heard from her. You have 3 kids with her. I mean, this isn't like her.
No, not this long. That's the concerning and alarming part is she wouldn't be gone this long.
But you guys were married 21 years?
21 years, May 21st of this year. So 20 years, it'll be 21 this year.
Wow. What do you love about Maya?
Oh, I love everything about her. She's very smart, kind, basically just herself, her personality, just everything.
And probably her love for life. She loved to hike, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. She, just her outgoing personality.
And probably a great mom.
Oh, yes. Yes, she is.
How are your kids taking it?
That's my main focus for now. That's why I'm very thankful for my sister-in-law, Mary Chris, because she's handling all this media attention. She's actually doing everything that I should be doing, out there. But at the same time, I'm just making sure it's as normal, like a normal day for them. But I try to minimize the impact that it has on them. But even though I'm trying to do that, I notice they know what's going on.
What about the public that don't even know you? That think that
yeah, that's the thing about the media part, It's upsetting sometimes that, people, make implications and, like domestic violence. I'm like, really? Her brothers are here, her 3 brothers, and they know our relationship. I've always been open to the family about our relationship, and they know I've never touched a sister. So they're like, yeah, the media is, sometimes they don't get their story straight before putting it out there. We get it. I mean, whatever makes the biggest impact. And I'm thankful for that because whatever promotes helping find my wife, Maya, whatever it takes.
What you just heard was an edited version of that interview. We have posted the entire raw 8-minute interview at CBS8.com. Marcella?
David, just very compelling to listen to that without being completely edited. I know the entire interview is on our website, but that was a good portion of it, a conversation between Abby and Larry. That interview was recorded 3 months ago, and a lot has changed since then in the case, right?
Exactly. That's right. Larry Miliete has stopped doing media interviews now. He has hired an attorney, and he has stopped cooperating with the investigation. Mayamiliee, of course, is still missing, and if you have any information, contact Chula Vista Police.
No arrests made or persons of interest named at this point. Thank you so much for that update and a closer look at that interview, David.
25 years after college student Kristin Smart disappeared in San Luis Obispo County, the prime suspect in the case has been arrested. 44-year-old Paul Flores was taken into custody today, and his 80-year-old father, Ruben Flores, was arrested as an accessory. The San Luis Obispo sheriff has not said yet what led to the arrests, but did say that Smart's remains have not been found. We'll have more on the latest developments in our next half hour.
A wanted fugitive is dead tonight following an hours-long SWAT standoff at a local high school.
36-year-old Christopher Marquez was wanted in connection with several felonies, including attempted murder. News 8's Steve Price explains how the standoff took a deadly turn.
A SWAT standoff here at San Diego High School has ended with the suspect, Christopher Marquez, shot and killed by police. A captain says he was a very dangerous man. In fact, they believe he was about to kill a woman when they opened fire. The chase through the South Bay, Point Loma, and downtown started around 8:15 Monday night when a National City police officer spotted 36-year-old Christopher Marquez, a wanted felon, inside a vehicle.
He attempted to make a traffic stop on the vehicle. Quickly, that turned into a pursuit.
Inside the car with Marquez, an unidentified woman. It's still not clear who was driving, but officers say at least 3 times during the chase, someone believed to be Marquez fired at officers.
He's shot at officers last night. He shot at our officers a week ago. He shot at bail bondsmen. He's a very dangerous person.
The chase ended at San Diego High School with the 2 people running from the vehicle and trying to hide in a dumpster. They were quickly spotted and surrounded by SWAT officers who spent hours trying to negotiate with the couple to give up. At one point, they agreed to trade a handgun for water, but Marquez still had a rifle. Then, Tuesday morning, about 11 hours into the standoff, SWAT officers perched above the dumpster noticed the situation about to take a horrific turn.
The female had been trying to escape the dumpster. She was pulled back in on several occasions. The latest of those, she began screaming and begging for the male not to shoot her and not to do this. 2 officers saw the male push the female towards the ground, and they could see a rifle being brought up, prompting them both to fire their weapons.
Marquez died at the scene. The woman was taken into custody unharmed. Police say they are still interviewing her and haven't determined yet if she will face any charges related to this incident. No officers were injured. With Marquez armed, police closed off several streets in this area, and San Diego Unified switched 3 schools, including San Diego High School, from in-person learning to online classes for the entire day. In downtown, Steve Price, News 8.
Concerns are growing over the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after top health officials have put the one-and-done shot on pause due to rare cases of blood clots.
But what happens if you've already received the J&J vaccine or you've got an appointment scheduled to get it? News 8's Heather Hope has answers from our local and federal leaders.
Yes, so much concern regarding the recent suspension of the J&J vaccine that many who just received it are now worried that they too could experience some severe side effects.
It's a minor disruption, but we want to make sure we're safe.
San Diego County made the call to pause on the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after concerns of blood clots.
This is a really rare event if you look at what we know so far.
Nationwide, the FDA and CDC recommended the temporary halt after 6 reported cases of blood clots in women ages 18 to 48 years old. Out of more than 6.8 million doses delivered, 1 woman has died. The symptoms developed 6 to 13 days after receiving the vaccination.
6. That's 1 in quite literally a million. And so you have to put that in perspective. I had the J&J vaccine and had no side effects whatsoever.
In California, less than 4% of our vaccine allocation this week is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. My News 8 photographer Mike Edison had his J&J appointment today, but Kaiser Permanente called him and his wife to say, don't show up. Your appointment for a different vaccine will be rescheduled.
We will work to reschedule any individual who had a J&J and give them priority.
Federal health officials say those who recently received the vaccine should see their doctor if they develop the symptoms, severe headache, leg or abdominal pain, and shortness of breath. They also warn using the drug heparin to treat the rare blood clot could be dangerous. But what about the convenience of the one-and-done shot for San Diego's vulnerable populations?
Well, we're presently reassessing what vaccine is used for homebound seniors, agriculture workers, some of those harder to reach communities.
Now that J&J is out, how will that impact San Diego's already limited shot supply come April 15th?
We're going to open it up essentially to everyone. We're likely to see continued stress on the system and the availability of vaccines, but we know the Pfizer numbers are going to increase, the Moderna numbers are increasing.
The CDC plans to hold an advisory committee meeting tomorrow to discuss the 6 cases and next steps. White House health officials say the J&J pause could last anywhere from days to weeks. State doctors warn if you receive any of those side effects that we just mentioned or anything else of concern, that you consult your doctor immediately. Heather Hope, News 8.
The county is reporting 278 new COVID cases today. That's more than 130 more than yesterday, but the positive rate is still about 2%. COVID-related hospitalizations jumped by 16 to 174, and the ICU count rose by 7 to 55. 2 more deaths were reported. That total is now 3,623. 44% of San Diegans 16 and older have received at least one vaccine dose, and nearly 27% are now fully vaccinated. Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a landmark $536 million wildfire prevention bill as the state rushes to prepare for fire season. The governor signed the bill in Butte County today. It aims to prevent a repeat of last fire season, which was the worst in state history.
When I sign this bill today, we'll be advancing the cause of advancing more prescribed burns in this state, more home hardening support in this state, more efforts to support rural communities and rural economies through wood materials and wood products, and the opportunity to support small businesses through grants and loans to support our collective efforts.
State lawmakers say they also plan to apply for federal grants to put toward wildfire prevention.
Now that San Diego County is in the orange tier, the Padres have updated capacity limits at Petco Park. Starting this Friday, total capacity will be increased to 33%. That's a lot more fans in the stadium. And select sections in the park will be available at 67%. Fans who want to sit in those sections must be fully vaccinated or show proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours. Anyone over the age of 2 must still wear a mask. Tickets are only available to California residents right now, and that's going to make a big difference in terms of crowd, fans, excitement.
It still sounded pretty good with only 10%
right?
in there, so that much better, right?
Yeah,
well, about 10,000 fans, I think
20%.
20%, 15-20%.